welcome back. Okay, we are going to get through these 3 more letters and got some exciting stuff to learn. We are going to learn about the mem. So, I know this letter reminds me of when I was a child and I used to like to draw mountains or water. I would do it like this. You guys do, right? You guys did your waves the same? Did you do your waves this way? Did you do your mountains that way? That was the original M. It was meant destruction. It meant water. It was a symbol of even teeth. You see the teeth there, possibly. So when I think of this, I think of the ark and the 40 days that rained. And Mem's number is also 40. Remember, they also have numbers. So we're thinking of water. We're thinking of mountains. We're thinking of what? So this is the Hebrew letter. I'm going to go ahead and try and draw it. Let me show you what it first. So Mem is H2O. It is water. So if you're seeing a wave here, that's because you should be seeing a wave. I also like to think of our final form not being an awful wave or destruction or teeth, but what does it also look like? It looks like a crown on someone's head. So let's try and think if there is a good story at the end of this. There's a crown maybe, not a wave or destruction, but a crown. What we're going to do with this letter is we're going to quarter it off into the section of the earth. Remember, we have 4 sections of the earth? Okay, this letter, to remember it, you'll never forget it this way. It goes like this. A wave up, a wave down to the earth. That's how the new Hebrew letter is. Wave up, wave down to the earth like that. But they put a little boat right here, the ark. This is the Hebrew letter for Mem, which is water or destruction. It looks like this. Remember I said there's a final form? There is a final form for this letter where it changes and it's complete and sealed off here. And this is no longer a wave. So people like to think of this as a wave of water with a little surfer on it. Or this is a mountain, and this little guy's climbing up the mountain. I don't care how do you remember it. I want you to remember it as a wave and as water, because that's what it is. It is, or a crown, something good in the end result. So I have a crown here, I have the wave of water, and I have the Hebrew letter. And this is called the Mem, and it is in your Psalms Bible. Let me see, I'll get my notes so I don't get this wrong. The Mem. So we want to think of destruction. We want to think of the ark sitting on the wave. We want to think of water. And when you use water, when we use this word, we're going to find this water in anything to do with water, because that's how this language works. So the Mem, it means water. It also means destruction. It also means strength. It also means a wave of water. It could be chaos. It could be, it's also the 40 days, like I said, it's a number. The first world that was destroyed, and then the final Mem is not, this because it doesn't have the boat out here anymore, and it's really neat. So that's in Psalms 119, 97 through 104. So the final form of Mem looks like this. Completed. So that's a neat little thing. It's also masculine plural, and it's a finished form. So that's really neat there about the Mem. You should be able to remember that one easy. Although it's the weirdest letter to write in Hebrew, just think of it, the wave and the boat, and you'll be okay. And then let's go to the next letter, is the Nun. This is really a neat one because it has, the first drawing looks like a seed of a sperm. So it would be like this, and then a wiggly tail, the seed, and it is the seed. So it also looks like a tadpole. Sorry, guys. This is adults only here. So the Nun is the tadpole, is the seed, is the sperm, is to move. Its roots. It can also be seen as a snake. It can also be seen as a timeline. Its symbolism is earth, sun. It's also time, movement, continuing the line. If we can take this letter and we do it with another letter, it means sun. It means continue the line, continue. So we want that, it's eternal, that the time will go on. So the nun is the roots, and it's in Psalm 119, 105 through 112. And it's the number 50. Okay, so that's quite interesting about the nun. Let me see what I missed. It also, this is the one that has a final form. So its form is all messed up, looks like a messed up person right now, but a bent over person or a laying down or on their knees person. But our final form, it's straight and it's really neat. So you really need to study this nun. And also to me, it looks a lot like a timeline. If we were to do a graph or a timeline, we could do it this way. So if you see some of the old nun stuff, you'll see that. But you want to remember the seed and the continuing of the line the most. That's the most important. And then, let me see, I think that is it on the nun. Okay, so we have the nun here, and let's make a quick drawing of it. We have the first one. Is the seed, and then we have the current one in Hebrew, which is a weird letter. It's almost like this and this, but so it looks like this person almost down praying with his hands raised up, or if a person was broken and they couldn't stand up straight, but the final form is like this. It's straightened out. So this is the symbol of the nun in the Hebrew, and it's a weird looking letter to draw, and it looks really weird, so it's a little bit harder, but it's neat to know the nun. And once again, that's to carry on the line and the seed and the continuing of the human race. So we'll go to the next one. Okay, some of the earliest symbols you see of Samek they almost look like antennas. To God, they'll run this way, or they'll antennas this way, or an antenna like this. Today, we would look probably a cast symbol, which would probably go like this. That's our cast symbol. But anyway, it's an antenna. It's reaching to God. It's a signal, it's a prop, a thorn, a seed, and to support. So if we're getting a symbol in that's supporting us, but it's supporting what? The Hebrew is this little dude like this. Supposed to be his head, possibly his hair, hat, who knows. Remember this symbol for this letter, Samek. But it's the human race, I would say, with their little hair, little hat. Let's see that little dude right there. And there he is right there. So that's a Samek. Let me read you a little bit about them. It's the antenna, the thorn, the seed. It's to turn aside. It's the sigma in the Greek. So the sigma would look like this, and the line would go this way instead. But it's the opposite of the Hebrew. Once again, flipped, mirror image of each other. Everything God does, the devil recreates and switches it and tries to twist it and trying to hide the meaning. So that's a sigma, which is the backward form of the Hebrew. And kind of with these symbols, you'll see a pattern. With the resh, if this is a guy and he's looking this way. And if this is a guy he's looking this way. If this is a guy, he's looking this way. If his hair is coming out that way. So it's kind of also how they look in the direction they point. And the human is always looking which way? We're looking forward or back. We're not supposed to be looking back, but you'll see that these directions that these letters are pointing are actually mean something in a minute here. Okay, so I think we've covered quite a lot, but I'm going to squeeze one more in. I think we have time for the eye, and that is the eye. The ever-seen eye of God, and it is everywhere. It's amazing. The very first one, yes, looks like an eye. And it was all over all of their stuff. You'll see it on our dollar bills still to this day. This symbol has not been lost like the others that have been lost. We still know this is the all-seeing eye of God. And the Ein. And where is that in the scripture? Let me see. Psalms 119, 121 through 128.
Okay, let's talk about this ayin for a minute. It is countenance, to understand. You've got the eyes on the world, you have the eyes, let me see, you watch, or you see, and you know with this eye. Eyes on the world, eyes on the world, eyes on the sparrow. We know that his eye is watching us. We see his eye even under the waters. We see his eye everywhere. It's an all-seeing, all-knowing eye. It's omnipresent, and it means to watch, to know, to shade. It's countenance. And it's a beautiful thing there, the eye. Ayin. And it looks like, oh, let me see if it's under here. Well, of course, there's the eye. So that's a simple way. There's also a Y that looks like a little Y, and like that. It's almost like our small Y. And that is the Hebrew of it now. Okay, so that's the ayin. We're almost done. Look at guys. We only have a few more letters to go, and we've done it. And thank you for following and watching, and we'll see you soon.